Welcome back to the Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a kind of a fun Halloween weekend. It began a little early on Thursday night, thanks to a great event in which our Price of Business contributor, regular contributor on the program, Chris Kidd, is a leader in. And I was delighted that you invited me to this great event. Tell us about, first of all, what you do, Chris Kidd, which, by the way, his website is chriskidd, KIDD.com. And tell us about the big event we were all parts of on Thursday that I think is going to be very memorable for quite some time to come.
Well, I'm a financial coach. I basically teach people about building wealth, and there's kind of three pillars to building wealth. There's personal finance, which is managing your money, knowing how to budget, keep your finances in order, and get out of debt. There's entrepreneurship, and there's investing. So I focus on those three things. Anybody else that wants to find out more, we can always go to chriskidd.com. But I know today we're talking about this awesome event that we had last Thursday, October 30th, at Minute Maid Park. And it was a benefit for the Fanatical Change Foundation, and it was really, really awesome. We had about 1,000 people show up. It was just a really amazing event.
How many did you expect? Was that within your expectations, or even a little beyond?
Yeah, we were expecting quite a few. We were expecting to get at least close to that, and I think that we probably exceeded that by a little bit. And basically, what we do, for anybody that's not familiar with the organization, they can go to fanaticalchange.org and find out more. But basically, what we do is we plan these big events, like this party that we just had at Minute Maid Park, and we start planning several months out, and we don't know who the recipients of our fundraising is going to be. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know that at some point coming up in the future, right before our event, something will happen that's a tragic, life-altering tragedy to some families in our area. So we plan these things, we raise all this money, and then basically overnight, anybody who comes to the event, it's a donation to get in anywhere. It ranges from different amounts. I think this one was like from $20 to $100, give or take. And just from ticket sales and stuff, and from the event, we raised almost $50,000 that night. And within less than 24 hours, we gave it all away. So that's
wow. You raised how much?
Well, not quite 50, but it was pretty close to $50,000. And every cent was gone 24 hours later. It was all accounted for. So, it was pretty awesome. And we had some really very deserving families that we were able to really make a fanatical change in their lives. And I can tell you a few of them. I don't know if we got time to go through all of them, but we were able to help six families. And a lot of people would recognize them if they've seen the news at all, because a lot of these were on the news. There was Leslie Acuna. She was an 18-year-old that was killed in a car accident coming home from a homecoming. There was Mark Myers, the really amazing guy. He runs a charity out of his home, and he started that because he was noticing that there was such a drug problem in the New Caney area where he's at, and their home just burned down. He had a service dog who died in the fire. His son had a stroke from the inhalation from the smoke and the fumes and stuff. So he's another one we were able to help. And you would really think, from what he does, you would think that he is a pretty well-off philanthropist, but it's not necessarily the case. But he has a huge heart. There's Yvonne Geffert, and she was killed in a car accident just a couple days before our event. She had, I believe, 4 kids, and in fact, they were from right down the street from me. I guess they were in Katy. So that's not too far away from where we're at. She was turning into a gas station and got hit by a car that was traveling pretty quick and killed her there. I believe the daughter had texted the father, and about 10 minutes later, the daughter didn't know about this. She just saw something on the news, and then about 10 minutes later, there was a knock at the door, and it was the police notifying them that his wife had been killed. And they're obviously going through a tough time, and they needed funds to help cover funeral expenses and stuff like that. And we were able to help them kind of take some of the load off and handle the funeral. And Delmy Martinez, she was the one that I guess it was early last week that she was killed by her boyfriend, I believe it was, and her 12 and 14-year-old kids came home and found her. So that was another one that we were able to help. Shaylin Farmer, that was a miracle in itself. She was stabbed multiple times. In fact, people can go on the website and get these stories because I don't have time to go through all, the whole details, but she was in an abusive relationship, was trying to get out. The kids were put in CPS for the meantime, and she was living at a women's shelter. One night it was full. She couldn't get in, so they said, don't go back home. Go to the motel. We'll put you up in the hotel here, and we'll send somebody the next morning. Well, the next morning there's a knock at the door, and it was it wasn't the people that were coming to help her. It was the boyfriend, and he stabbed her repeatedly and then slit her ear to ear. But she didn't die. So he has been put away now. They arrested him. I don't think he's going anywhere or getting out anytime soon. And so now we've helped her get in a position where she's going to be able to get back on her feet, get her kids back, and cover her rent for a while. And Benito Ortega, we had reached out to him earlier that week and hadn't had any response. And then they called about an hour or two before our event, and that's how we were able to get in touch with them. He wasn't even on the write-up at our event. That's how close it was. So, wow. Yeah, so it was pretty amazing, and all the videos are uploaded now on fanaticalchange.org if anybody wants to go see the stories and everybody who donated and contributed where their money went.
I think it's fantastic. I got involved as media sponsor, and we certainly intend to be involved like that next year. But you and I have already made plans for next year to go even bigger and better and have a bigger bang for our action. I love groups like this because they do it on a pure volunteer basis. No one's making any money, but a lot of people are spending time, and what money's raised is going straight to the cause. You got to love that, Chris.
Yeah, and we appreciate all of our sponsors, everybody that helped out in one way or another, and you being a big media sponsor for us. I hope you got a picture of the Price of Business logo that we had up on the Jumbotron at the field.
I didn't get it on the field. I never got on the field. Yeah, dang it. Hopefully someone took it because I did want that. So
I'll have to find one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate all you did, and it was a great event. I had a great time. I hope people join me next year for it, and we're going to do more about getting the word out. We'll start running ads sometime in late September rather than the last couple of weeks of October, and we'll just do more and more. And I appreciate you letting us be a part of it. And we'll keep hearing from Chris as he brings great guests on the program, people that are in sports and entertainment, and always love what you do, my friend.
Yeah, well, I'll see you here again in another day or two, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, you got some great guests in the works, I know. Chris Kidd, you can learn more about him at Chris Kidd, Kidd. That's chriskidd.com. I'm Kevin Price. More for you after this on The Price of Business.
Sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard.